Testing.
So what this literally translates, the spiritual power and strength of your homelands. Enuguk egi pesha statuta tawichina tawisuan. It's wagut tamananita si tapatage. Kagyo mo tagegon. Miawi kai siatos kepanik. It works and functions, and it has a direct relationship to the land. Askat tagogo gaitichik, the jack pine trees. One, askatik. Itaw, one tree, askatik. Pego no may chikatyo, askatik. Miskata, askatagwak. That's how you're connected to the land. So every part of this, uskungai chigatik. Munia will translate this as liver. But egutoma, it separates what's spiritual matter, kaisya chagwak, and the physicalness. Euguma, the spirit stays in you. Euguma uskon, euguma ka uskon na magoisian, ka chagwa ako mamitsuan. That's the reason kagagi simuchige na nas kumuchige, because the spirit stays in you. When we talk about the berries, minsa, they talk about them in a sense. Mina, that word mina, that's called mitei mina. Mina is a short word for meoyawin, health. So when we say, strawberries, where'd that name come from? Hey, Joe, there's some berries in the straw. We're going to call them strawberries. But in our language, we say, mitei mina, mitei meoyawin. And they talk about the raspberries. Ayuskana. What's the word that you hear there? Uskana. Your bones. Miski skumina. The eyes. Miski sik mioyawin. Woginiak. They're not Rose's hips. It's got nothing to do with no woman's hips. It talks about ogini chigawin. It's a long term, an old language. Ogini chigawin. Within your immune system, we wear these your lymph nodes. This is where you store this, to build your immune system strong. Euguma ogini chigewen gauchi chigatek egonik oginiak. Dan si apat si chikoge kikapatawak. Michete te kikipeteno kana muikoge kikakinagitskan. In other words, you're going to have an itchy bum if you eat these like that, eh? So again, all these things, it's in the language. It's in the language. When we hear this word, endurance, but you know what all we use? Listen to this. Si sheep. Si pay tamuin. Si pat. Because when we eat this food, that's where we begin to have endurance. All these animals, musak. We know we're the only ones with the plural. Muniawak, they say moose, because they're utilizing our language. They don't have a plural. They'll just say, oh, many moose. They can't use the word moose, Kinano, moose, musak. And what that word means is forever. Forever. So when you say, Nichemus, It doesn't mean sweetheart, my forever partner. Forever. Tapos kutsawa giugawag ha mo sakweske tutaitawa tatue giugawag. Hear that? We're utilizing that language in there, eh? When we talk about kihiu, it's a short word that he goes with our message. And to giugawat kutawinoa. Kihiu gato in. Here, that language is there. And it's telling us certain things. So I'm not going to be able to tell you these stories today. Eh? I just want to point out, Uchek, which is known as a fisher, he was the one that brought the first comers from the sky off of this tree. This one, we refer to him as Uta. So in anything that you do, if you're going to move forward with ceremony, these stories tell us these 4 stars. You have to use the language. You can't use an English language in ceremonies. This one here talks about we were given 3 things: mind, body, and a spirit. And you only get these once. If you cut your arm off, it's not going to grow back. This talks about the manhood. How do we make napewak? It doesn't mean man. It means napatamuin. Tanto magawiti tota chikitawa simisak. Nape mamitoita. When they say mamitoita, mind, body, and spirit, to work as one. Win tipo ano may chikatyo. Short verse, win deep, you know. Your body, miyaw, kita attack the spirit. When you work with these 3, because everything in life is a trilateral process. You have to move. All these 3 things. This one talks about the woman that gives life. This one here talks about ni sugamatuin, wichituin, utitiman umenyo. That's why we call these ones nitim. It comes from this world. Nitim. That I will carry what she needs to be carried. And what he's pointing to, is this world here. So a lot of these, I'm not going to get in all of them. This one is kuteo, I'm not going to get into this. Awa, pero gisaka kamachi opma o mistapio takawigi Thomas kiktap mutet. Epeo spaweta sut acha ko kanipachik. You're going to begin to see what they refer to as Sasquatch, Bigfoot. People are going to start seeing him. The reason why we're starting to see him is to come and reawaken the spirits that have been sleeping. So this talks about the moon cycles. The ones when the eggs hatch. The animals all follow this law. And this is what we refer to as Pimatsiwan. This North Star, it stays in one place. This is where the fasting ceremony comes from. And you have to be still. If you're fasting, you can't, You have to stay still. And as this world evolves, look into the sky. That's what you're trying to see. Any pagwe. This is the only time that you will see this. Any pamatawa pitchik. And this is what we say, the color purple. Any pamayatak. So again, this is the only time, that's why we cover our lodges, to be able to see in darkness the spirit world, eh? So again, this is where we're at. This is when we do the big lodges. We know in the Nash Kumuak, go Tawino, Esiganamaguak, Bimatsuan. Then it transitions, the winds will come. Then we go into the fall. Entegopa Magaski. This is when the time that we harvest the four-legged animals. Kanyogatechik. Kapashamemechik. Minagatishamataigetchik. Kautnagik. The fall ceremonies. Shishi Pagnishkak before they go back. And then winter comes. That is when our stories begin, the winter stories. The white people call this solstice, solstice, or something like that. Huh? Yeah, go. Solstice. Whatever, how it is. But we know they have a different understanding. That's not our knowledge. So this is when when they say wawateo, you hear that word wawateo, the white people go, oh, Northern Lights. Oh, Northern Lights Casino, you know. But the reason why, the true understanding, now they're trying to sell those to the Asian people for tourism, eh? They travel across to this world to come and see those. They just can't say, well, you guys, we're tourism business, we're come and see these Northern Lights. One name that sells, Aurora Borealis. Now you'll buy into that name, eh? But in our language, you will understand what I'm speaking of. What this wawatewak means is the shimmering heart spirits of our people that are in the spirit. Manachimik, kaya koesko sistavik, kaya mae megoge, kapenatikok. We were told as children not to whistle at our relatives because they can come down and take you, because you're calling them to take you home. So always have respect for those. And this is where this is where the dance comes in. We call upon our relatives to come and join us in dance. And it's a recovery to honor, always to have connection to our world. Now today, the young people, even in the summertime, they'll do a flash mob round dance at West Edmonton Mall. You can't do this dance, eh? But they don't explain these things to you. So you take them for granted to try and translate them and only speak English. You'll never get anywhere with just English language. And again, in these seasonings, the birds understand this. And to the sky. Once this spills upside down, this is when the birds, niskak sisipak, ni pinagsak, Pieshi sakakyo, they use the southern doorway. They have to come north. When it's at this point, they have to go back using that same doorway. They go home. The birds use this. The animals understand the sky. So, Guma, when we begin to harvest here, all the berries will grow here. Over here is when we harvest in the fall, the four-legged. Winter here, this is when the storytelling happens. Spring, this is where we harvest the birds. What does that word mean? To follow, eh? This is where the foundation word comes from, bimatsiwen. To follow this. We have not followed this. They got so a Colonel Sanders but we follow a different way of life. This is why it's important to eat the natural foods when you're teaching language. Das asas kamonit. Awasis eshigot tamat we asino. Eshigot tamot kinusewa. Waposa sisipa. They put this in our mouth. Guchits, mitso. Agoni pegon ke tege tu tawachik. We chew it for them. So again, this is about language retention. It's not in the universities. You'll not learn. You'll learn it like a white man. Tansei. Tansei. Astum. Tapwe. So again, our whole encyclopedia, our dictionary is the land. So ego tauche, nagatamata gugoma. This language emamata waki pigis koino. Uma kantu tagu isinu teise. Muniamun kinaspatu ten. Take it to mantu gosan. But Gotawi no. You have to use this language. A moose will never borrow a horse's language. Namoyawi gacha a moose at tantatamio. Mistatima o pigiskoyon. That's the whole variation. Don't look for a healing journey, but be prepared to go on a learning journey. On your learning journey, one day, I feel good. That's when you're going to discover that this language has now recovered you spiritually, physically, emotionally. I can only share these things with you, but you always have a choice. If you break Creator's law, epapasta misuan. Kap mai si chigay nusim. Kaiwi gas maikipigis ko no tapi tikata. I was told by my grandfather, until you begin to do these ceremonies, don't bring a foreign language into these lodges, because you're breaking your laws, Creator's law. Remember, you have children, and you're going to have grandchildren. You may not be the one that's going to pay for pastawan. It's your children and your grandchildren. Be careful of that. So with that said, I just want to acknowledge you in a naskomita ko kagip man tu tawiyek. I also want to acknowledge the 4 knowledge keepers that sit in the west, the north, the east, and the south. They will come here and teach you. You can't carry all 4 of those knowledges. So never think that you can. And our young people are gifted. They have gifts. We need to mentor them. We have to be able to guide them, because they're going to start using this instead of using this. You always need to use this in ceremony. So with that said, I just want to, couple notations here. I want to pass this mic around. Couple words. I don't know all of your names. Just say your name and what you thought of today. Few words. Mutauche.
Hi, Ken Campbell. I got a lot of great information that can really help me out, and I thank you for sharing your knowledge with us.
My name is Marcella Bird, and thank you for everything that you've shared with us today. A lot of it was I've heard as a child growing up with the old people, and the reminders are very much appreciated. There's some things that I learned that are new, some new words too that I haven't heard in our language. So thank you very much for sharing.
Yeah, Shalis Atus Niki Godson, and I'm very glad to be here.
Tyson Nictine, Itzi Gassen, Muteuchi, Mixiuachi. I'm happy to sit here with the older folk and learn beside them, and honored to hear these good words. There are also 2 reminders that needed to hear, and I'm looking forward to learning more from other elders and you as well. So it's a long journey ahead of me, and I'm grateful for that.
My name is Lionel pt2, and I found your presentation very informative. A lot of things to skate on, and hopefully in the future we'll be able to learn a little bit more than what we learned today, and really, and I'd like to thank you for translating my last name pt2 into Greek syllabic. And I've always wanted to find out how that was written. And so yeah, and thank you very much.
Della Baptiste Sigason. I'd like to thank you also. I'm learning so much, and I'm really proud to be here with my other elders. And I'd like to wish you safe travels. Thank you.
Neogomigon, Gisigatigon, Matutsanik, Ewamama Mananigan, and Niganastan Mantunak, Maganistai and Nanaskumon, Kakiote Petagotai, Waga Sandy, Kiamaya, Kiwego Ngag, Maiguanistan skate and Wasion, Magaya, Equem Mitsamano Mai, Musomano, Mescanoma, Mamu Tawimoe, Cantungwak, Magagak, Yon Nascomago Gotanice, Askiganinok, or Te Petagutiak, a baby Xkeyak, a pay and Scutum Yak, or Matan Sumane Yaon, Gawis, Mitsamaris, Simyak, Tosim Sinana Gayawago, o tēni gan ka utinge chik mwe ka ke uta he wia ma ka we na ka tamwa ko ki we no simna nak do sim sina nak o tēni gan ki we kai te chik ma nak se no he wia ma ka me mo ko mo stiga ma ka ya chip tama ngai tan ladies speaker there. We thank you for teaching us what you know, and there's so much to learn. Even I consider myself I don't know nothing. I'm just a child, and we always trying to learn from other people, and because in the younger days I didn't go and really follow this, and my dad couldn't because he was a residential survivor. He was taken at 5 years old. So he was never given this opportunity to hold any lodge because he was gone. So we were lost in that times. Lucky my mama had some teachings that was shown from on his side, pt2 and Muslimin. But again, we want to thank you and naskom tane petaguti ne bixnamo yagum. Hey.
Hi, I'm Deborah the Liberty, and I'm really grateful for your presentation. I've learned so much that I didn't know, and I just recently moved home back to the land, so it's just amazing how you teach. It just makes so much more sense. Thank you very much.
Sylvia, what needed Sigasun? Mixo Zico Ostinia. Ginnaskumt no mutaga be with the moyakoma. Stahemagi going skate in Nista, etagagi be obigi goyan. And so I'm really thankful to you for sharing all this knowledge with us. And I'm thankful to Nathan that I can look at it again and review it. And it just has blown me away, to be honest with you. Well, for sure I didn't know 90% of this stuff. I had never heard it before. So I'm really grateful I am here today. I thank Sandy for bringing us here together as elders as well. Thank you.
My name is Maggie King, Ganyeta Howie, Tsigashan, my Mohawk name. And I'm a visitor to the Treaty 6 territories. I'm a band member at Thunderchild. I'm not a Cree speaker, but I've always known that there's a deeper meaning in the language, and the language of the land is what's important because it means our survival. I really appreciate and to hear your words that grounds us in who we are as a people and centers our relationship with the land. So I really appreciate and thankful for you to share these stories with it. Thank you.
Nanaskon kapwes kapetako te aya nista tunin aya quest katoa ke gwen sohtamano kaneheu ya. It makes my heart glad. Aya maksoji usinya ewa ni kagimi go yan my name Alice Watney Dosanya. I want you to, when I spoke with you earlier, I said, that you were amazing. You said that was the gift that the Creator gave you. I truly believe that, because if we don't use our gifts in the way that we were given, they'll be taken away from us. Exanma.
Hi, my name's Eldon Watney, and it was a good learning here today, and appreciate your lecture.
Hi, I'm John Baird. It was real good information that you gave out. I haven't spoke Cree myself, but it was a good learning experience, and thank you for your wisdom.
Hi, my name is Vernon Whitney from Red Pheasant, and I appreciate what I'm hearing today. Like, thank you a lot.
Dante, my parents, both my mom and dad were residential school. My brother, me, and my oldest brother were residential school. My grandpa was, I think him too was in, I think it was residential school or that, one of those things. So in a way, our culture was kind of hidden from us, I guess you could say. And we didn't take part, but I grew up, nihe on upstairs, and still taught in me some words, but culturally, you know, that's where I kind of lack a lot. But a lot of the teachings that you are kind of no different from Christianity in that we are told to love one another, you know, tamagi tok and sagi tok. Those are the kind of things that I kind of follow too in my heart. So I thank you for coming this way and kind of opening up a lot for me. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Velma Pietro. I too went to residential school, and before I went in there, I guess I talked Cree. When I went in there, I got hit for talking Cree. But I would like to, I understand it and I could talk some, but I would like to learn, and some long words, Cree words, what does that mean, Just the simple words, I know. And yeah, I agree with Dale here about like I wasn't brought into the cultural thing, I was brought up as a Christian, but what you say here is like it's almost the same. And yeah, I just want to thank you for talking to us, and thank you for the lunch, and I thank my elders here. You know what? I always wanted to be an elder. I'm finally one. And and just like, hey, I'm an elder. Like I was so proud. I don't know, but yeah, I love all of you. Okay.
Hi, my name is Glenda Bugler. They call me Gogo. I want to thank Sandy for making this up, and I want to thank you for coming. It was so interesting and informative, even though I don't speak my language. But I had so much fun. Yippee! But thank you guys for it was an awesome day. And I hope to see you guys again tomorrow.
I was only here an hour. Dante Daniel Natigason, Mitsuichi Ochinia. I only understand Upseas Niheo, and I can barely speak. I'm speaking most that I know now, and just remember the, getting yelled at in Cree and stuff when I was a kid. I learn a lot every time Jeff comes, and I just appreciate when he's here. I only came for a couple hours today, in the morning and the afternoon, so I still.
Tell them who you are.
Oh, Nicolay, Jeanette Bugler, and my dad's passed now from Thunder Child, yeah. Oh, Flossie is my cookum, cookum pun, yeah. Yeah.
So now they know who you are. Thank you, everyone, for sharing. Jocelyn, did you want to say anything?
Nanaskumten, our speakers, I'm very honored to be part of this group, this movement, to be helping the elders, our Katayaks here on their journey towards, reclaiming not just their language, but also the knowledge. I really appreciate all the sharing that was done in the room. It makes me so proud to see how much knowledge that our people have embedded in the language, how much of it makes sense. It's all revolved around this Wakota, our connection to the earth. And for those that don't know me, my name is Jocelyn Wascase Barasti. I'm helping Sandy behind the scenes with, working on the website and a lot of the materials, but just also being part of this journey. It's really important to me too, as a Nihio person. I need to learn my language. I'm writing a PhD. I'm at the end of my dissertation. I've been to a lot of classes, and this is probably the most important class that had so much knowledge, that meant so much to me. I think it's I'm just looking forward to the next 5 years, and bringing our speakers back here. Ralph, I had a chance to listen to him and start working with him. Jeff, I heard so much about you. I hear good things about you. And yes, you do have a gift, and I'm honored to be part of your I don't know, minions or warriors, but I'm going to be right behind you, student, apprentice. But thank you.
I wonder if we heard some devastating news, quite possibly one of our elders' family, we don't know that, but she's assuming that. So if we could pray for her, Connie.
I'm sorry about that. One of the members, if you noticed, she was coming and going in and out, and her son's been missing for 11 months, and we don't know yet, but the police have contacted her, and they still don't know. But to hear that news is still earth-shattering for her, even if she doesn't know. And she cries every day. She calls out his name every day. And to give her strength, to give their family strength, this is her brother. Tyson's her nephew. And she's a very, very important part of our community, the Nicotine family. So I would like someone to lead the prayer, if anyone can. Yep.
Just comfort them, Lord, right now in Jesus' mighty name. And Lord, just help them, give them strength as they go through this in Jesus' name. Amen. Thank you, Lord. Oh, hallelujah. Good Jesus.
We go through so much as a community and as a tribe, and it's important that we can lean on each other, and that Connie and her family, they need our prayers. They need to send the energy of love and strength and resilience to them, and recovery, because no matter what, I've never lost a child, but I've lost people close to me, and it's like a part of you leaves the earth when they leave, and you're just never the same. So I thank you all for praying for her as a group of elders. Your prayers are very powerful. Okay. I'm Sandra Arias, and my mother is Alice Watani. My grandmother is late Hazel Watani. My great-grandmother was Sarah Sunias Watani. And my Annie LaFond was my great-grandmother on the paternal side. And then Jean Chamachis was my grandfather's mom from the West there. This journey so far has been it's just really amazing how things came together. I didn't know Ralph. I knew his wife, and we started working together on getting her business going. And then somehow Ralph came home from work, Dolores had to leave, and I was waiting for her at the kitchen working. He came, and I was like, hi. Didn't know who he was or nothing. And then we got to talking, and he told me what he did. And the first time in my life, I understood Nahewan. I've been trying to learn it my whole entire life. My grandmother, in order for us to do well, never wanted to speak Cree to us. She would never allow us to call her Cookum. It was always Grandma. Because she didn't want us to have that accent. She didn't want us to have that discrimination against us when we went to town, because we had to go to town to school, and we had to go to university to learn. When she was older, closer to her 90s, she told me, because I said, Grandma, how come you didn't teach us? And then she said, I made a mistake. I made a mistake. I just wanted what was best. I should have taught you guys more. And she said, now it's too late, because it was her end of her time, right? She said, but try and learn your language. But anyways, I digress. That is the reason why I don't speak fluently or even understand it. I met Ralph for the first time in my life. Something sparked inside of me, the way he explained the language to me. And he first started describing the path of what we are when we're born. Like awa, right? Awa is, what is that? Creation, light, right? Is it not? Right? Awa. Asis, small. Awasis is not just a child. Awasis is not just a child, it's something more. It is like the scriptures all in one word, if that makes sense, because I grew up Christian. So it just kind of wrapped everything up for me. And right there, I knew that our language is our way back, because spiritually, we are very povertized spiritually. And so I started talking more, and then he didn't even know I applied for all this money with the government. And so we started talking, and then I said, hey, well, maybe I'll bring you in. And then I did a session with him, and the elders loved it because it was such a new way, new concept of thinking, right? But it resonates within them of what they feel, right? That's missing. So now to have you grace us with your gifts is just such an honor. And I hope that you will come back and sit with us again and discuss your journeys and your teachings that you've learned over the years. So I just want to thank you all. Give yourself a round of applause. I've given every one of you guys tobacco because every day is going to be hard. It's hard, right? It's not easy. reigniting our spirits and our language. So that tobacco will be given to you every day to give you guys the strength to keep coming, to invite more, to take part of this journey. On behalf of the Elders Association, I would like to gift you with some tobacco, some sage, and some diamond willow for you to take in your bundle and to keep you safe and for you to come back. Yeah. And we also have a blanket for you, and Ralph will be giving that to you. Okay? Appreciate it. And does anyone have anything else to say?
Awesome session.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, stay. Me want to sin. Okay, so tomorrow, just to reiterate, everyone do whatever they want, powwow tomorrow at the museum. And then come here 4 o'clock, I'll feed you. I think I'll just get Chinese food, and we'll sit and we'll talk with Ralph, and he will expand further. Ralph is more a linguist, where he talks about the mechanics of the language, right? How it works. So, but it's still interesting, right? It's very similar to what Jeff teaches. So please come, and please